Welcome to LVT-SHOWBIZ, the place to get the fastest, highest quality, most interesting updates and new perspectives on Chinese entertainment. Thanks for watching LVT-SHOWBIZ. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to stay tuned for more exciting stories from the world of Chinese celebrities. Leave your thoughts.
The fashion world stood still for a heartbeat yesterday, and that heartbeat was felt by over 1 billion people across the globe. Imagine a high-stakes runway, the cold elegance of a luxury show in Shanghai, and then a moment so raw, so unscripted, and so deeply human that it shattered every professional barrier in an instant. Shanghai stepped onto that stage, carrying not just a crown, but a silent, earth-shattering declaration that has left us all questioning the line between performance and reality. This is LVT-SHOWBIZ, and today we are witnessing a moment in history that feels less like a fashion event and more like the most romantic, daring, and vulnerable chapter in the lives of two of China's most beloved stars. As Tan Songyun walked the runway, the world was focused on the exquisite craftsmanship of the collection, but the atmosphere shifted the moment Shanghai emerged from the shadows of the wings. The confusion on Tan Songyun's face was unmistakable, a brief flicker of professional concern that quickly dissolved into something far more profound as she realized what he was holding. He wasn't just walking, he was moving with the quiet intensity of someone whose world had narrowed down to a single person. When he raised that crown, an authentic piece of jewelry crafted from precious metals and gemstones, it wasn't a PR stunt. It was a physical manifestation of his high regard for her. We saw his hands, usually so composed in front of cameras, trembling, a tiny human detail that whispered more than 1,000 grand speeches ever could. It was that specific tremble, that loss of composure, which told us everything we needed to know. He was nervous, not because he was performing, but because the moment mattered to him more than his own public image. And as he placed that crown upon her head, the silence in the room became almost heavy, a collective breath held by the elite audience. Tan Songyun's reaction was equally moving. The tears that streamed down her face were not for the cameras. As she mouthed those soft, whispered words, you could feel the weight of her gratitude and the depth of her affection. It was a beautiful collision of two worlds, the high-glamour professional sphere of international fashion and the deeply personal, private narrative of two souls who clearly hold one another in the highest esteem. Consider the complexity of this setting. A major luxury house in Shanghai, known for its rigid standards and aesthetic perfection, choosing to incorporate, or perhaps being swept along by, such an intensely personal gesture. Some might say this was a calculated risk, but looking closer, it is clear that this was an organic eruption of human emotion that the fashion house simply could not, and perhaps did not want to, control. By allowing the event to pause, to let the focus shift entirely from the clothing to the connection between these two individuals, the organizers essentially validated the narrative that beauty is not just about what we wear, but about the people we carry in our hearts. This moment transcends the commercial. It becomes a cultural touchstone. Observers have noted that the venue, with its classical architecture and palatial aesthetic, served as the perfect backdrop for this coronation. It was as if the universe conspired to create the perfect stage for Shanghai to elevate Tan Songyun, not just as a model, but as the central figure of a real-life romance. The precision with which he placed the crown, the way he ensured it was secure, his hands lingering for a fleeting second, speaks to a protective instinct that goes beyond friendship. Observers have spent countless hours dissecting the footage, zooming in on the micro-expressions that tell the true story. We see the transition from her professional modelling stride to a complete stillness, a moment where the persona of the model fell away, leaving only the person being honoured. This duality is what has captivated the audience. We are not just watching celebrities, We are watching a story of mutual admiration that feels entirely grounded. Even the most jaded industry insiders, often accustomed to the performative nature of events, were visibly moved. You could see the transition in the audience's demeanor, from initial confusion to dawning realization, and finally, to an eruption of applause that felt more like a cheer for a newfound union than appreciation for a runway walk. This isn't just about a gift of jewelry, though the fact that it is a real, high-value object adds a layer of seriousness that cannot be ignored. It represents a commitment to permanence. When someone gives you a crown, they are telling you that you are their priority, that you are the one they choose to honor above all others. For fans, this is the validation of years of speculation, the confirmation that the feelings they have seen on screen and in behind-the-scenes clips are, in fact, incredibly real. The emotional weight of the moment is amplified by the fact that both of them were so clearly caught off guard by the intensity of their own feelings. It wasn't rehearsed, it was lived. It was a testament to the power of authentic human connection in a world that often values image over substance. Furthermore, we must consider the ripple effect this has had on the industry. It has started a conversation about what we expect from our stars. We want them to be human, we want to see them cry, we want to see them nervous, and we want to see them fall in love in ways that feel sincere. By bearing their emotions in such a public forum, they have set a new standard for how celebrity relationships can be acknowledged. They have shown that you can be successful, professional, and powerful while still holding space for the softer, more vulnerable aspects of your life. This act of crowning is a metaphor for the way they see each other, with reverence, with joy, and with a deep, unspoken promise to honor the bond they share. As the footage continues to climb in views, it is clear that this is not a passing trend. This is a moment that will be referenced for years to come. It will be the benchmark against which other romantic gestures are measured. It has given hope to those who look for stories of genuine affection in a landscape often dominated by cynicism. And perhaps most importantly, it has allowed us to see these two individuals, not as idols, but as people who, in the heat of a moment, chose to tell the truth about their hearts. The grace with which they have handled the aftermath, remaining dignified while the world dissects every detail, only reinforces the respect we feel for them. They have not rushed to confirm or deny, they have let the gesture speak for itself, and that, in its own way, is the most powerful statement of all. Whether this leads to a formal announcement or remains a beautiful private truth shared with the world, the essence of the moment remains intact. It is a story of two people who, for a few minutes in Shanghai, dared to be completely, unreservedly themselves. And in doing so, they invited us all to believe in the magic of connection. Thank you so much for joining us here at LVT Showbiz to look deeper into this unforgettable moment. If you enjoyed this journey into the heart of the latest C-biz news, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Your support means the world to us, and we truly appreciate you being part of our community. Stay tuned for more stories that touch the heart and capture the magic of the entertainment world. See you in the next one!